How was it 6 of y'all and why I still look like this? How was it 6 of y'all and I still look like this? I ain't pull up with no security, no gun, no nothing.
And so they saying Chrisean Rock got jumped at a Compton parade in LA.
Rock really thought she could pull up to Compton and everything would be sweet. Nope, not at all. She got the situation snatched from her fast after showing up in a place where folks already made it clear they don't rock with her like that. Between past threats that crossed serious lines and reckless disrespect toward a whole neighborhood, the tension was already boiling before she even stepped out the car. And this wasn't a one-on-one situation either. Word is, once things popped off, it wasn't just one person checking her, it turned into a full community moment. People were not feeling her energy, and when the line got crossed, the response came quick and loud. That's what happens when you ignore warnings and move wild in a place that don't play about respect. Now here's where it gets even messier. Lou's name got dragged into the chaos after receipts started floating around with people saying she allegedly paid a group of women to confront Chrisean and make an example out of her. This whole thing reportedly went down during a Christmas parade in Compton a few days ago, an event meant for families, unity, and prayer with local kids. But clearly, the vibes flipped the second Chrisean arrived. So Chrisean is out there talking with people, thinking everything is cool, when she notices one girl recording her a little too close for comfort. She tries to grab the phone to see what's being filmed, and baby, that did not go over well. The girl immediately slapped her, no hesitation, and that's when it turned into straight chaos. Chrisean wasn't about to let that slide, though. The moment hands were thrown, more women jumped in, and suddenly it was Chrisean versus about 4 others at once. People watching said she didn't fold either, especially considering she was seriously outnumbered, and that alone had folks giving her credit. Honestly, nobody was shocked this went left. After everything died down, the woman who slapped Chrisean posted an Instagram video breaking down why she did it, and she said what she said. She stood firm, saying she meant every move and wasn't backing down at all. And of course, you already know this wasn't staying offline for long. As expected, Chrisean hopped straight on the internet after everything went down, ready to speak her piece and keep the drama rolling. So to tell her side of the story, Chrisean hopped online with a whole edited breakdown, showing her face on camera to prove she wasn't really hurt like that, even though she was clearly outnumbered. She made it a point to say she stood strong the whole time, and then turned around and accused the women of snatching her jewelry right in the middle of the scuffle, which only made the internet go crazier.
Hey, get in there! Chrisean, get in there! Chrisean, get in there! Get in there!
At first, people thought this was just a simple fight that popped off because she tried to grab that girl's phone. Easy explanation, right? Nope. Turns out the phone situation was just the spark, not the real reason things went left like that. Word started spreading that the women who ran up on her were connected to Crip-affiliated circles, and allegedly they'd been waiting for Chrisean to step foot in Compton again after past disrespect and reckless threats toward people tied to that lifestyle. So when she finally pulled up, it was already tension in the air, and it exploded fast. If you missed it, Chrisean had already landed herself in hot water weeks earlier after being caught using disrespectful language towards someone associated with the Crips, which didn't sit right at all. That moment alone put a target on her back, and folks didn't forget it, even if she thought they did. And let's be real, her back and forth didn't help her case either. One minute she was claiming one side, the next minute switching it up depending on where things stood with Blue. When they were good, she leaned one way, and when they weren't, she flipped the script completely, and people peeped that fast. That flip-flopping already had folks heated. But then it got worse when she allegedly made a wild threat involving Blue, who's publicly known to be connected to that world. That crossed another line, and from that point on, it was only a matter of time before things caught up to her. Chrisean really thought all that disrespect had blown over, so she still showed up in Compton like nothing was waiting for her. Big mistake, because when it finally went down heavy, and there was no confusion about how serious it got.
Was on live popping it like that. First of all, I was sitting there recording just like everybody else in the crowd was recording. She decided to grab my phone. Girl, I don't know you grabbing my phone. So yes, I slapped her like I would do any other in the world. Just because you're Chrisean and you got a platform, I don't give a who you are. If you grab my phone, I'm gonna slap out of you. Period.
Okay, you got the ball. You only try to swing because you told 3 other girls that you gon'. I don't care. What's up? I said one-on-one. Come on. You got me now, one-on-one. What's up? She's scared. You know what she do? She sent another.
And here's the part that shocked a lot of people. When Blue reacted to the news of Chrisean getting jumped, his response didn't scream sympathy at all. From the way he moved online, folks felt like he was low-key siding with the women who ran up on her, which only added another layer of mess to this whole situation. He didn't hold back at all. Blue went online saying, "Don't play with LA gang culture. You'll get slapped for stuff you don't even understand. Don't ever play with the C." And yes, that came straight from him. What makes this even crazier is that this is the mother of his child he's talking about like that. Instead of protection or concern, it was straight cold energy, and people definitely peeped it. The internet couldn't believe what it was watching. Two people who share a child out here moving like full-time enemies, throwing threats, and low-key celebrating one getting jumped is beyond wild. It's messy, it's toxic, and it's honestly sad to watch unfold in real time. Folks were asking how it even got this far when a kid is involved because none of this looks healthy at all. If Chrisean needed any more proof that Blue had zero love left for her, this was it. His reaction spoke louder than anything she could have imagined, and it clearly hit her hard. The very next day, she finally went and got the tattoo of his name removed from her face, and that moment alone said everything. She was emotional, crying through the process, clearly realizing too late how deep she went for someone who never had her back. People online weren't exactly feeling sorry either, saying nobody forced her to put that tattoo on her face in the first place. The regret was loud, and the cameras caught every second of it. Of course, the comment section had plenty to say. One person summed it up perfectly, saying this whole situation comes down to gang politics, and you can't just claim one thing today and switch it up tomorrow. They said she clearly doesn't understand how serious that world is, and that misunderstanding cost her big time. Another comment had no sympathy at all. They said she never learns, and sometimes people only understand lessons the hard way. Others said they're hoping she wakes up and starts moving smarter sooner rather than later, because this path she's on keeps leading to chaos. This whole situation really exposed just how deep the disconnect is between Chrisean and Blue, and it's honestly hard to watch. Instead of co-parent energy, maturity, or even basic respect, everything turned into public shade, reckless comments, and emotional jabs that should have never been online in the first place. People were stunned seeing how casually he spoke about serious street consequences while knowing full well she's the mother of his child. That alone made a lot of folks side-eye him heavy, because regardless of personal drama, there's supposed to be a line you don't cross, and he sprinted right past it. What really had the internet buzzing was how normalized the chaos seemed between them. This wasn't a one-off argument or a heated moment that slipped out. This was years of messy behavior, public disrespect, and emotional games finally crashing into real-life consequences.
Watch your mouth, Chrisean.
They be calling Crips.
Watch your mouth, Chrisean.
Oh my God.
Play that with Blueface, now with D-Mac.
D-Mac, why is you crying? I don't know nothing about
I ain't crying. I ain't crying, but you know about us. You know about all that, you know what I'm saying, politics. Don't play. Don't play.
Saying red nose.
I'm gonna run into you again, too, up outside here, because I'm going viral. I'm going viral besides this show. Trust and believe me. So I'm gonna run into you again. I'm gonna question you. I'm like, damn, what's up with all that crap you was talking about? Damn, why you had to press the line on that young dad? You know, one of these days, sooner or later. Don't do that.
Y'all, look, check me out. Instead of coming at me right, you gotta educate me. I'm not from LA.
But you dating,
I'm from Baltimore.
You dating one of the most viral Crips that's out here right now, or have dated him. And you also have dated the other side too. So now I want to know, who is you content or not?
Folks were saying this is exactly what happens when online antics meet real-world rules, and nobody's protected just because they're famous or connected. The streets don't care about clout, followers, or reality TV storylines, and this situation proved that loud and clear. Chrisean's tattoo removal became symbolic to a lot of people watching. It wasn't just ink coming off her face, it felt like reality finally setting in. That crying moment hit different because it showed regret, embarrassment, and maybe even a realization that she gave way too much loyalty to someone who never truly had her back. Still, many felt it was overdue, saying she ignored red flags for way too long and confused attention for love. That wake-up call looked painful, but necessary. At the end of the day, this entire mess turned into a cautionary tale playing out in real time. The comments flooding in weren't just dragging her, they were warning her. People kept saying switching sides, speaking recklessly, and treating serious cultures like props will always come back around. Whether she listens or not is another story. But one thing is clear, this wasn't just internet drama anymore. This was a loud reminder that choices have weight, and some lessons come wrapped in chaos before clarity finally hits. This situation just keeps getting uglier the more you really sit with it. What started as internet chaos quickly turned into something way more serious, and that's the part people can't ignore anymore. Folks online keep saying this wasn't about clout or cameras. This was about real-life consequences catching up fast. When you mix public disrespect, reckless talk, and environments that don't play about rules, things can flip in seconds, and that's exactly what happened here. What really shook people was how cold everything felt afterward. No concern, no checking in, no attempt to calm things down, just more comments pouring gasoline on an already burning situation. People kept saying this is what happens when personal drama turns into public sport, and everyone starts picking sides instead of protecting peace. Watching two parents move like rivals instead of teammates had folks stressed because there's a kid caught in the middle of all this noise. Chrisean's emotional spiral afterward didn't surprise anyone either. That tattoo removal hit different because it felt like the moment reality finally punched through the denial.
Oh, God.
People said you could see the regret all over her face, not just about the tattoo, but about the choices, the loyalty, and the way she kept ignoring warning signs. It wasn't just about him anymore. It was about her realizing she played herself trying to prove love that was never stable. The comment section stayed ruthless but honest. A lot of people weren't even being mean. They were calling it exactly what it was. They said you can't jump between identities, cultures, and energy depending on who you're mad at that week. That kind of behavior doesn't get laughed off everywhere, and this situation showed that loud and clear. Folks kept repeating that respect isn't optional in certain spaces, it's mandatory. At this point, people are hoping this was the wake-up call she needed. Not another apology video, not another rant, but real change in how she moves. The internet may love the mess, but real life doesn't hand out passes like that. Whether she listens or not is still up in the air, but one thing's for sure. This wasn't just drama for entertainment. This was a lesson delivered the hard way, and everybody watching felt it. And honestly, this whole situation should have never made it this far. But here we are watching it spiral in real time. What started as loud internet antics turned into real-life consequences. And that's the part folks keep stressing. The cameras don't save you, clout doesn't protect you, and switching energy depending on moods will always come back around. People are saying this wasn't just bad luck. It was a buildup of reckless choices finally colliding with reality, and the outcome was ugly, loud, and unavoidable. What's even sadder is how normal chaos became in this dynamic. Instead of growth, healing, or even basic maturity for the sake of their child, everything stayed toxic and public. Folks online are saying this is exactly what happens when two people feed off drama instead of accountability. No one wins, nobody heals, and the damage just keeps stacking. At some point, entertainment turns into concern, and a lot of people cross that line watching this mess unfold. Chrisean's emotional moments afterward hit different for a lot of viewers. Not because people suddenly felt sorry, but because it looked like realization finally kicked in. The tears, the regret, the silence afterward all screamed that something finally clicked. People kept saying it wasn't about one fight or one comment, it was about years of ignoring red flags and mistaking chaos for connection. That kind of lesson hurts the most because it's self-inflicted. The internet might move fast, but it doesn't forget. Screenshots live forever, clips don't disappear, and every reaction gets dissected. Folks are already saying this situation is going to follow both of them for a long time, especially when it comes to co-parenting and public perception. Respect isn't just about words, it's about how you move when emotions run high. And this situation showed exactly who folded and who didn't. At the end of the day, people are hoping this is where the cycle finally breaks. Not another rant, not another back and forth, but real silence, reflection, and smarter decisions. Because the streets don't care about internet fame, and real life doesn't rewind for bad choices. This wasn't just messy drama, it was a loud reminder that actions carry weight. And some lessons come wrapped in chaos before clarity ever shows up. So before you dip, make sure you smash that like button if you're riding with us, tap subscribe if you're a real one, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single messy update. Trust me, you're gonna wanna be here for the next video, because this story is far from done, and the internet is watching every move.